You are now watching a Lucky Penny Shop product feature. Hey, it's Lucky Penny Shop. Super excited to check out a new kids' toy oven for you. I've been waiting to get this one for a while. I've had it for a while and finally decided today's the day to make the video. It is the Party Pizza Oven featuring Chef Boyardee. Now, it came with 2 trays, a pizza cutter, and a tray lifter, which I have in the box. Now, it says it also came with the complete mix for cheese pizza. You see that in the bottom right corner. But that is not in the box. I have a different Chef Boyardee pizza maker set that I've used before. Couple things now. If you look in the bottom right corner, way down there, they show a red pizza tool there, but it is black. Let me turn this down here so you can kind of see this side. I'll have to readjust the camera every time I do this. Now this is the side, so let's see. Everything in the box, just open it. So far, it's pretty easy, right? Now, none of this is actually in the box, so you know. And then add water to 1-step crust, mix, let rise, spread on pan, pour on the slow simmering pizza sauce, and then sprinkle on the tangy Italian-style grated cheese, pop them in the pizza oven, I believe that says. It's as easy as pie. And look, they're all enjoying it right there. Now, there's not much more on this box. There's a panel here which kind of... My oven is turning. Which you can kind of see it there. It has more text there. Tells you it needs 2 75-watt light bulbs. Completely safe. Easy to operate. It's from I believe that's 67. I don't think it's 57. And then let me change my camera to a upper shot here. Everything else, that's pretty much it. Patent pending. Complete mix for cheese pizza. Oh yeah, 1967. Easier to read there. There's a cooling rack, tray lifter, completely insulated, which I will show you. Heat resistant window, 2 bulbs. Let's get it out of the box. I will come back. It's a little unruly and big for me to handle right here. So when I come back, I'll have it all out of the box. We will check out the oven and then get started. All right, here we go. This is the oven. Now, the company is on the front here. It's called Multiple Toy Makers. I've never heard of them before, but I have to say, the overall look, pretty neat for an oven. I like the door. Kind of looks like an old iron door and kind of like a brick type styling on it. You kind of saw that on the box little. This has actually got like a brick pattern on it. There's a little vent at the top, some other holes at the top. Now, I purposely left the back and the screws out because of course I had to check the bulbs and everything in there. And then here's your other tool. So you get 2 pans, 1, 2, and they're a nice size. I'll show you compared to an Easy Bake in a little bit. You get this tool. Remember, it was red on the front. Kind of holds the pans, it looks like. Clips on there. And then your pizza cutter. I'm not sure I'll use it, but it looks like it's usable. Now let me show you inside. This looks like a regular extension cord, doesn't it? That's what I thought. And then let me pull this out. And I want to show you the insulated inside. Now look at that. I don't see much insulation in there. What I see is the metal box, which is what I think they're calling the insulation. It's got double bulbs. Okay, so you're cooking the pizza. Imagine this, the pizza's coming in this way. And then a bulb on the bottom and a bulb on the top. So you're getting super heat on this. All right, so this needs to go back in. And then there are 2 screws that hold this in once you get the top in, 1 on each side. And that's pretty much it. So I'll put the screws in, come back. Here, let me do this. Let me just show you how the door opens. It's pretty interesting too. So it's going to open. There's not much more to it than that. And your pizza pan sits right on here. And remember the 2 bulbs? Now this is going to be sliding between the 2 bulbs that we just looked at. Hey, why not do it this way while we're here? Okay, there's your pizza pan in there. So now it's sliding in and out like this. See that? All right, so I am set. Let me get it back together. I will get my mix and show you what I'm going to use. And then I will make 2 pizzas. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. I have the Chef Boyardee Pizza Maker Cheese Kit. Now, I've used this kit before. Well, not this exact kit. Similar Chef Boyardee kit. in testing ovens, but you know, how perfect is it to have the Chef Boyardee pizza party oven and this mix? This is what I'm going to use. Now I wanted to show you an easy bake pan. Look at that. So that is probably another at least pan and a half will make one of these larger pizzas. So it is a much bigger pizza oven, probably the biggest. Definitely not going to say it's mini, but it's small. So let's get those out of the way. And then let's take a look at the Chef Boyardee pizza maker set. Cheese, now you get the crust mix, the sauce, and grated Parmesan, and then Romano cheese toppings. So I'll have to add cheese and all the toppings. I'm going to make 2 pizzas for you, a veggie pizza and a meat pizza. How does that sound? Sounds good to me. All right, so here's the instructions. Let's get everything out. Okay, so here is my sauce, which I'll have to open. I'm not ready to do that. They give you 1, 2 bags, and then this looks like both cheeses in one. Kind of made it sound like you get grated Parmesan and Romano cheese topping, so it's all in one. So I don't need that just yet. Let's get the box out of here. And I'm just going to mix 1 of those, but I will need the instructions. Okay, so here we go. Because it has to sit for a little bit, so I want to get this part of it done. It said, what did it say? 2/3 of a cup of water. All right, so together mix from both pouches. Okay, we don't want to do that. It says for 1 crust, use 1 pouch and 2/3 cup water. Then you just mix it. Just says mix well until dough is completely moist and forms into a loose ball. All right. This is kind of testing me for my mini pizza set because I think I might use this for that. All right, and then 2/3 cup. Now it looks like I might be a little bit high, so I'm gonna back off on just a tiny bit of liquid here. Now sometimes I use a fork for this, sometimes it's just what I grabbed tool-wise that I had handy. I'm sure you can use your hands too, get right in there if you want. Fork works nice too because then you don't get as much sticking to the spoon, you know. But it's a simple crust. It's quick. You let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden you're topping your pizzas and making pizza. So that's why I chose it. Because here again, I make these videos not to really say, hey, this is how I make pizza, but hey, take a look at this kid's oven. Let's see how it works. Let's see what it does. Now when I make pizza dough, yeah, my hands are in here by now, and it's all thrown out on the table, and I'm kneading it, but it doesn't say to do that for this. I'm just kind of making sure I get as much of the powder in. Okay, there we go. Not bad. All right, so what I'm going to do is continue mixing this. Then it says mix well until loose. Drizzle 1 tablespoon oil over the top, and then let stand in a warm area for 5 minutes. Well, this is definitely not the warm area, but I'll get it to work. I think we're good. Let's just see. Yeah, see, I want to get in there like this. All right, I'll come back then when I feel this is ready, and then we will make 2 pizzas. I'll be back. All right, so I'll be mixing between my mini stuff. I have my mini oil thing and salt and pepper, and with regular tools, because I felt for this being full size, my mini knife. Here is a regular size knife, and then here's the one I'll use sometimes in videos. You can see the difference in size. It would work, but I just need a little bit, and I'm going to use this instead. So I'm not going to use anything else. You don't need a lot. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get pizza 1 ingredients ready here, and I thought I would just keep these at a nice size because the pizza's, you know, not that small. That's enough for that. Okay, and then we'll get that out of the way, and then a little mushroom for my vegetable pizza. So here we go. Here, I'll find some of the smaller ones for the top. Now sometimes I pre-cook these, before I put them on the pizza, especially mushrooms, because they do release a lot of moisture. Okay, and then a little onion. This will be the last of the 3. Now, I always try to practice safe knife skills when I cut in the kitchen. So again, this is a kid's toy oven, and it was really just set for a cheese pizza to begin with. So you wouldn't be cutting all these extra ingredients. But I like to mix it up a little. Okay, so there's the 3 ingredients for that. Now my dough, I didn't tell you, but it was warm water. Was it warm or very hot? It said very warm. All right, so that is that. This will be what I'll put on the vegetable pizza. And then the meat pizza, I decided, got a new product here, which I've never tried before. It is called Ditka's Premium Cooked Italian Sausage. Never heard of it. And I am just going to do 1 piece and just a little bit. Because I don't need a lot for this pizza. It almost looks par cooked. There's still some pink in there, but you probably have to finish the cooking. That's why I chose this. Okay, I think that's enough to cover the pizza top. What do you think? Yeah, a few more. If I have to cut more later, if I feel like it's not enough, I will. And then I'm a big pepperoni fan on pizza, so I'm going to do that. Now, for my super small pizzas, I usually take these and make these smaller, but I'm not going to do it for this round. Let's just get enough on there. Okay, so a little bit longer for my dough to rise. And then I will put those on the tray. I think that's good. So here's my 2 pizza ingredients all set and ready to go. So when I come back, the dough will be ready. I'll get them on my pizza pans and then make the pizzas. Okay, one thing I have not done is the cheese. I almost forgot. I need to grate some cheese. I want to show you this pretty cool grater I found at a garage sale. It's a grater. Look at this. You do this. You do this. You put this on top. And it holds it in there real nice. So let's do that. My oven has just been turned on. And after I do this, I will get started. So here we go. That neat? I mean, I've already used it a few times for taco night. Works good. Just grate all your cheese in there. And then it holds it in the container and you bring it right out to the table. Pretty cool. I don't know, when I see interesting older kitchen items, I always wonder about them, think, hey, that's pretty neat. And then I try them. Some work, some don't work, but this one works pretty good. All right, that's enough of that. Okay, so I think that's enough shredded cheese. All right, so I want to get these, well, yeah, let's do this. Let me get a little oil on the bottom of these so my pizzas don't stick. I will take a little paper towel and spread it around. Okay, that's ready. Okay, now look at my dough. It has risen really nice. I would say it's about twice the size as it started. Let's get this open. Now, a lot of times I'll cook my sauce and heat it up. I don't know why, I just like to do that. Sometimes I'll add a little extra seasoning to it, but I'm just gonna follow what they say. All right, here we go. I think we are set. I'm wondering if this is gonna be oh yeah, plenty of dough. Let me cut this back even more. I want a thin pizza. Okay, that's good for that one. Looks like I can make more than the 2. And that's that one, all right. So let me just spread it around. Now with the oil on the bottom, you will get some movement. So you just kind of want to go slow and stretch it out. It'll slowly stretch. Now if you want to add a little more, you can. You can put cornmeal on the bottom. I mean, everybody does this differently. It's just, we'll let that one relax a little. I think I'm going to put a little bit more. Or you could just spread it out on a table, then put it on here. Now, I didn't plan for that. So I'll just keep stretching. Still a little sticky. It's getting there. There, look at that. It's actually enough to cover it now. All right, I think what I'm going to do is just keep stretching. I'll come back when these are set the way I want them, and then I'll be right back. All right, I'm finishing pizza number 2. I put a little oil on my fingers, which really helped. Look at that. So I didn't really actually need to go away, but that helped. And it also gives a little oil to the top. Now, sometimes you can pre-cook that crust just a little bit if you feel like you want to, or it's not going to cook all the way through sometimes. All right, there we go. Okay, so there's my 2 pizzas ready to go. And then sometimes I salt it now just to give a little bit of flavoring. Gotta have salt. A little bit of pepper. And everybody's a little bit different. Some people put the cheese first, then the toppings. Toppings after the sauce, then the cheese. I guess it really just depends. Now this little spoon is from my mini kitchen set. I thought it'd be a good addition right here, right now, so I can kind of do this. Tell you what I should do is I should just make one and get it in the oven so it's started. There we go. Look at that. All right. So I'll do them each a little bit different. I think I'll put the meat down on this one first, then the cheese. The other one I'll put the vegetables on top. It's going to be a nice snack. Okay, some sausage. Ooh, it's going to be loaded. Okay, and then some cheese. Just a tiny bit of salt. And then this one, I'll put the cheese first and the veggies on top. So we'll see how they bake differently in this oven. Let's see, is there a name on this? It's an IKEA item, so if you're looking for it, must not be too old then if it's from IKEA. It looked old. Here, let me give you a top-down view of my pizza making. There you go. 3 of those. A little bit of mushroom. Then we'll decide, veggie fans. Are you a veggie or a meat pizza fan? All right, I think that's nice. Wash my hands, come back, and put the first pizza in the oven. All right, here we go. I will do the meat pizza first. Look at that. And I'll try to videotape some of the actual cooking through the window. Now I'm just wondering if this is meant to clip in from here where the little handle is. Maybe it is. All right, here we go. Pizza in the oven. Might take me a second to get it set, but I will try to show you inside. All right, I did want to check in. It's really hard to show inside. Now, if I kind of move up and down, I can kind of see it, but where they put the handle is makes it harder for the camera to see in. So if you look down from here, like at a lower angle going in, you could see the pizza, but it's still hard to get a good view of the whole top. So I won't record anymore. I just want to let you know that. So when we come back, it's going to be a completed pizza. I think I'm going to set the timer for about 10 minutes. I'm really starting to like this oven because I could do this. A lot of ovens, you can't really get a good look. It locks it up. So there you go. It is looking like it's starting to melt really nice, and I just realized that I forgot to put some cheese on. Now a lot of times I put this on as I'm eating it, but I'm gonna sprinkle some onto this one before I put this one in the oven. I'll keep checking back. All right, checking in the full 10 minutes now. Ooh, I would say it's close. Not brown, but it looks like the cheese is nicely melted. There's some glistening going on. Anytime you got glistening on a pizza, that's a good thing. So I'm gonna give it like 5 more minutes, I think, and check back. All right, here we go. I am almost set, about to take it out, and it's bubbling super nice. Let me get a really close shot of it so you can see how nice it is. It's not really browning as much as I thought it would with the 275 watt bulb. So what I think I'm gonna do, and I should have done it earlier. I actually am going to try different bulbs. I think the bulbs in there are frosted. I'm going to switch to a clear 75 watt bulb for the next pizza, and then I'll be able to know. But I do see a nice piling of grease there. Sometimes you dab that with your paper towel, don't you? All right, so I think this one is almost done. I'll come back and we'll do the second pizza. All right, here we go. I have already replaced the bulbs. Pizza number 1. I'm going to follow what I thought was the little carry area there. Nice. Looks good. We'll see the crust. And then here goes pizza number 2. And while it's there, I'm going to cut the cheese and sprinkle a little bit of that on. I really like this oven. I like the size of the pizza. I like just the overall ease of taking your pizzas in and out. Now don't forget, my Chef Boyardee kit was a brand new set. So here we go. This is going in. I will check back in a little bit. Probably taste this one before it cools down. Probably say 5 minutes. All right, here we go. Pizza test number 1. I do want to see if I can lift this out here and get the whole pizza out. I got another little pizza cutter, which I'll just kind of use around the edge. Okay. All right. I don't know if this will work. Let me get my oven mitt. Yes, you've seen this oven mitt in my other cooking videos. Their spatula is not the best here that comes with it. Let's just keep working it. I could feel that the crust is a little softer than I would like it. But at least now I know I can get it out. Here we go. Ooh, that's actually not too hot. It's cooled down, remember? Come on, pizza. Oh, all right. Okay. Pizza number 1. Now, let's just cut a piece. It feels soft to me, so I'd probably leave it in there a little bit longer. And now that I've changed the bulbs, we will see what we get. I'm definitely not getting a crispy feeling to it. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's brown. See the brown down there? But I just don't think it's crispy enough for me, but I'm going to taste it anyway. It's hard not to after you've been cooking for a while, not to taste your product. All right, bite number 1. I have nothing to wash it down with, but here we go. Pizza number 1. I've made these pizzas before and they are tasty. All right, that was a success. Let's come back now to pizza number 2. I changed the bulbs out, and we'll see if it makes a difference on how it bakes. All right, here we go. Let's see. It's been about 20 minutes total. It is a little bit better. I'm getting some actual browning on the cheese there. It looks nicer, but I don't see it on the crust. Let's get this one out. It still looks tasty, but it's not getting as dark as I was hoping it would get for such a powerful 2-bulb oven. All right. And I noticed too, it's never shut off, so it doesn't have any other safety features on it. Let me just see if I can cut this one in the tray. Here, let me hold this here like this. This will be my tool to hold. There's a lot going on there. Ooh, I felt like I had some resistance on the crust. So no real browning on the edge. Let's look at the bottom here. Now that's the center of the bulb. Let's see. Let's just take a look at the bottom. Okay, so it is super crustier down there. Not bad. Let me set that there. I'll take a bite of this right at the super crusty point. But first, let me let that cool down just a little bit. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. And as you can see, it cooks some pretty nice pizzas. Now, I've seen this oven on eBay, so I know it's out there. But of course, as always, adult supervision for really young kids. So here we go, the last piece. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos in this series, the Kids Toy Oven series, look at the description of a playlist there. Let's say we get a little bit of crunch on the crust. I hope so. It sure looks like it. It's crispy. Excellent. And thanks for watching, and it's super tasty as well. Later. If you're looking for the item you just saw in the video, click here. Watch more videos by clicking here. Don't forget to share on social media and give a thumbs up.
Hey, LPS Dave.
What's up, Butch?
Make sure they don't forget to subscribe.
Oh yeah, please click here to subscribe to Lucky Penny Shop. And always remember, when you see a lucky penny,
pick it up.
Thanks for watching.